So, hi guys, my name is Shivansh. So, today's as you have guessed from the heading, so it's the introduction to how you can crack product-based companies, Microsoft, Google, and such. And this session is mainly focused on the internship because I currently interned in Microsoft this year. So, yeah, we will be revolving around the preparation, the strategies, what all is off in the interviews, and all. So, if you have any doubt or something, you can just put it in the chat or you can just speak up. Yeah. So we can start. So the main agendas which they have told me to cover is basically as a second year student, what are the strategies you can follow, what is the preparation thing and all, and my experience basically at Microsoft, the 2 month internship, and what was the team coordination, how did that all works and all, and the importance of basic networking and all. Like let's say you went to you went to an offline intern, so how do you engage with the people and make connections with them, because this networking is basically most important thing currently at the current scenario, because the trending layoffs and also you need connections so that you can apply to various positions. Yeah. So let's start. So basically the this opportunity of Microsoft was an internship, was an online intern season. So basically the companies came to the campus and then we applied to it. So basically, yeah, so it started back then in 2022. It was after a fourth semester, companies come on campus and then we sit in them for the placement season. So the first company was Google. So unfortunately I was not shortlisted for that because of it was a resume shortlisting. So some people did not get shortlisted, but my friends got shortlisting also. So they are now at Google. But the second company, which was Microsoft, so yeah, so I got shortlisted in Microsoft. There was an online assessment. The online assessment of Microsoft is not too hard. They ask very easy lead code type questions. Lead code medium is I would say is a too much for Microsoft. So Microsoft generally asks only lead code easy. It's a basic question like might be rotate the string or flip some bits, something like that. It is not so hard. Like if you are some pupil or something, you can just easily correct Microsoft OA. So it's not that hard. And the next day after the OA, we got the shortlisting, and then we got that our interviews would be scheduled in 1 or 2 days. So I had two round of interviews. Some of my friends have three round of interviews. Yeah. So in my first round of interviews, I was mainly I was expecting that they would ask some DSA or something like that. But my first round of interview was mainly focused on OOPS, OSDBMS, because I guess because my interviewer was from Azure team, so he focused on all the CSE fundamentals. In the end, he asked me one DSA question, like very basic DSA question, like basically traverse the grid. So you can you have two choices, you can go down or you can go right. So you have two choices to traverse the grid. So it was just a simple DFS. Like he didn't ask me to code also that thing. He only asked me how will you do it, what the procedure will you use to uh traverse the whole grid. After that, I had second round of interview. The first round was in the morning, and the second round was in the evening time around 4 p.m. In the second round, also they asked me based on OOPS, SC, OSDB and all, and some part of that was project discussion, like have you did any project or something. So I would say if you are going on a product-based company, then project might play an important role if you have a dedicated round. But if you don't have a dedicated round of HR round or something, they can ask you. So yeah, project very important for basically in your resume, you must have something to show in your project. Like apart from your course project, if you have like one or two additional projects based on might be app development, web development, like whatever you feel comfortable with, then it's very good to have it. But if you don't have any apart from college also, then it does not make much difference. It's just like you have put some extra efforts to come out of your comfort zone of your college courses and had one or two more projects. So that was the main thing. So basically, our round started. So I went in the second interview, and I was just ready to say my introduction, "Hi, I'm Shivansh." Yeah, so that's it. But once I entered the interview, I said, "Hi." The person name, he directly asked me, "Okay, tell me what is OS." So he did not have any introduction of me. Straight away, he dived into the OS fundamental thing. So yeah, that was the main. part of the second interview that he covered first OS, then DBMS, then he went into OOPS, then he asked me some basic C details, like basically C language details, like what are the variables, how are the memory allocation happening in C and all. Like he also asked one like very absurd question, like in which language Python language is coded. So yeah, these are the some minute details which like they focuses on. But majority he asked me based on OS and like CS fundamentals. And in the last half an hour of the interview, he asked me about project, like what all you did, how did you do it, did you face any challenges in that, and something like that. Basically, what is the tech stack you have used? Why have you used this tech stack to build this kind of application? So this was the whole thing. Yeah. So this all was covered. Now, when like just after I gave my interview, so my interview ended at 5:15, and at 5:17 or 5:18, the shortlisting came. So yeah, I was shortlisted for the internship process. So yeah, that was a yay moment. But after that, I had one complete whole year to like in my college, the whole third year. Then after like that period was like mainly focusing on like we had ICPC, and also I didn't focus much on like preparing for the interview because every team like we do not know initially in which team we will be joining, or like what will the tech stack, or like what something we would be working upon. So yeah, so if something is not prior to us, like there is no benefit of learning something extra. So yeah, I did not focus much on what will be like primarily Microsoft work on Shisha, but I just like not learned anything before going to internship. So yeah, the whole year, or like the whole third year was mainly focused on like academics and like ICPC kind of a thing. Yeah. So then when I went there, yeah, so when I went there for the basically for the internship, then on the first day, like this comes the internship experience here. So on the very first day, we had some kind of intro session for all the interns there. Like we met the team. So I was working on a Azure Core Compute team. So basically, my team was Azure Core Infrastructure team. So my team mainly focuses on basically testing something which is like going into some kind of like a product, like testing the product before it is released to the world. So in the basic some kind of a thing testing before yeah, testing the final product or something like that. So I was working in that team. So it was quite a small team. Like we had only 4 members, and like I was the only intern there. Yeah. So in my team there were like one senior software developer. He was a mentor, and apart from that, we have two principal software engineer. They were like approximately 25 years, 30 years of experience. Yeah. So like in my team they were like quite like they know a lot of stuff. So the now on the second, third day we had some briefing like what the team does, what is the whole thing the team does, like there's a pipeline on this, like we test this the way. And now on the fourth, fifth day we were briefed about like this is your internship task, like this is what you're gonna do. So it was basically building a very new service. Like some of my friends, like some of you might be knowing that some work on very small part of code, some work on some functionality of code. But my task was to like build a service from the scratch. So there were no existing code base of it. So because of a very small team, this is some perk, or like let's say some benefit that you work on a product individually. Like you are completely sole responsible of of what you are doing. Might be they will assist you, but you have to work alone on the thing. So yeah, so this was the whole briefing which they gave us, that this is the way we're gonna do this thing. This and this is our aim. So that like what we are going to build in this whole internship time, and they made a like milestone kind of thing. So there were particularly two milestones, and yeah, so the first milestone was to build some kind of a diagram that this is the diagram we're gonna follow. There's a pathway, and the second milestone was basically the coding steps. Like, but this milestone didn't stand true at the end of second week. But at the end of second week, we were doing the second milestone. We started coding before finalizing the diagrams and all. So yeah, this was some kind of some shared moment which like our team uh, like felt that okay, we can start coding before making a diagram. We just have an initial idea like what to do, but yeah, we had an initial idea of what to do, but we were not completely sure like how this would end. So we were just completely open ended. Okay, this we're gonna do in this internship time. And then we're gonna, yeah, so we're gonna see like where we land at the end of this internship. So in the whole internship, so basically, like it was a quite a learning curve because my whole thing was based on Kubernetes and Azure services. So it was completely new to me. So for first initially 2 3 weeks were a steep learning curve that I'm learning all the stuff there. I was learning how Azure works, what are the functionality I need in this project, and like there were many other stuff like some you might not have heard YAML things and all, like Argo workflows, but the team was working on that. So yeah, I have to learn them, make understand like how to code in them. So they like basically it was all bash scripting. So yeah, so if you use some command like cd and all, ls and all, so like I have to code whole the whole functionality in bash only. So that was the thing which we had there. So in the whole internship, uh yeah, so it went like that. Okay, that in the whole internship we did not make a single diagram, and in the whole internship we kept on adding like some functionality or the other. Yeah, so basically we were I was coding the whole internship like from might be not even a single day I went where I have not coded some lines of code. Yeah, so it was a very steep learning curve also, but like at the same time it was quite interesting because you get to know so many new things, you work on so many new things, and when you work with so talented people who are working in the tech for the previous 30 to 25 years, then you know, okay, that what is the main stuff like you wanna do. Yeah, so this was the whole thing. Then in the like you have some milestones also in the between, like midterm presentation and then presentation and all. So yeah, this was the like small steps in between which like which were like you have to fulfill because of the internship. Like they want that you should show your work like from where you proceeded, from where you start, from where are you currently, and what is the like future goal. So yeah, my internship started on 15th of May and it ended on 8th of July. Yeah. So the 2 months of like were quite they were very good. We were I was learning stuff. I was like enjoying with friends. I met I met people from different colleges. Like some of them I previously interacted on TLE because I tutored at TLE for approximately 10 15 months. So yeah, so I met some people there. There were people from TLE, from like some people I met at ICPC, like some know via some TF rounds or something like that. So yeah, so I met new people and like made new friends. Went to partied with them. So basically, you are like your own soul. So yeah, you got free after like 6 or 7. Then you can enjoy the city because you go to a new place and then you can have chill whatever you want to have in the evenings. You have the full 2 days of weekend. Whatever you want to do, you can do in that time period of time. So yeah, internship is like a very good thing like to have in your like as a student you enjoy like being an intern because you get a lot of pampering from the team, like from like the team goes on outing, you can like you get some special treatment like that, like some like very good perks and in some like in every company you have some cafeteria kind of thing. You can just go roam around in the campus, enjoy the foods and all, like whatever the food stuff you want to eat, it's free for all, you can just have it. So it was a very good. Rohit, we will cover in the Q&A session. Like I'm just wrapping up this session like very quickly in 10 15 minutes. Then we can have a Q&A session in the end. So yeah, so this was the whole like the internship experience is very good, but yeah, it was a little hectic in the times when you have to submit some deadlines or you have some project like milestone deadline. But apart from that, it's very chill. Like you did not you not need not to worry about anything. You just do things like if you have anything in mind, if you are studying somewhere, you can just directly ask that to your mentor, like I'm studying here, like basically they know all the things, so you can just directly ask to them like, okay, this is the thing where I'm struggling, and like they will come forward and help you in the best possible way they can. Yeah, so now basically in some product based companies, like not only about Microsoft, but now some like a lot of people have this doubt in common, like, okay, what are the projects we gonna build, how much DSC we need to do, how much CP we need to do, because some product based companies do their shortlisting, their OA is purely CP based. So basically, bifurcating on that, Microsoft does not focus a lot on CP. I personally told you all in the beginning that the questions were barely lead code easy, or might be one or two lead code medium, like some people, because the questions comes on randomly. It like not a fixed OS. They're like only some set of question, but it's a random set of questions they give you. So at max it can be lead code medium, or if you are doing CP, then at max 1200 or 1100. Yeah, that is the only max rating you will have in. But if you see in Google, then you know all about Google, that the Google OA is roughly div to D or div to E. Like they ask these questions particularly, like 1800, 2000, and around that. So yeah, so basically, depending, there is another company called Uber, Sprinkler. So they have a lot of hard OA. Yeah, they're always a little bit towards CP focus. They have like one OA I was giving of a Sprinkler. Then in that thing, there was a question asked about the Mohs algorithm, basically the square root decomposition part. So yeah, the Mohs algorithm will not be covered in some other lead code questions. You have to do CP, like quite a bit amount of CP to do that question. So yeah, there are some companies, but apart from like majority, 90% of the companies ask questions roughly around 1400 at max, 1500. But I would really say that if you are able to solve 1500, 600 question in, let's say, 25 or 30 minutes, you are good to crack any way, like any company, apart from two, three coordination, Google and all, like which heavily ask CP based questions. But apart from that, all the companies, Salesforce, whatsoever they are like out there. But yeah, you can crack any one of them, like if you are able to solve 1500 or 1600. So yeah, doing CP gives you a like very upper edge in the things, because when I went there and I was doing my coding stuff, so there was some kind of a searching algorithm which I use. I use binary search in my code. Yeah, so in the internship time, when I was coding things, so I used binary search two, three times. I used some uh, algorithms also, like one or two. I used graph, like I made a graph of things one time and used Dijkstra on it. So yeah, so this basically is like some kind of extension. If you know, then you can apply. But apart from that, if you don't know, then it's not a much of a deal. But if you know, like things, you know, like how to apply them, like where can you find the application of things, then it's like very good. You can just apply them, because if you will present them in your final demo or something like that, like people would be like impressed that yeah, this person knows this stuff. This person has like gone out of the limits to implement that thing in that thing. Yeah. So that is the main thing out there. And last point comes of basically networking. Yeah. So basically networking helps a lot. So when I was internship, I made some really good friends. Like where I was living, I made friends of Google, Salesforce, Wells Fargo, and all. Yeah. So basically, there were many people out there. You interact with people. You meet them. You listen to them, like what all they say, and like what all they are doing. Like some people are really good at competitive programming, some are really good at development. You learn from them. You can understand like what is the current need, or like what is their project, something, because knowledge you can gain from anywhere you want. Because if you like if there are two friends of different teams, then you can just simply discuss that okay, this is my project, this is your project, what are you thinking, like this is the way I'm thinking to do my project. Might be there can be some commonality between you two, and you can share ideas based on them. So this was the whole thing. Yeah, so the internship went very well. And yeah, so this was the whole internship experience, like starting from the day of selection, and like 8th of July, the ending time period. Yeah, so I guess I have mostly covered like the points which they have like uh, told me to do. So now I guess we can have a Q&A session in which we can ask like discuss more in detail, like what all you guys think, what all you doubts you have. Yeah, so go ahead. Yeah, you can unmute yourself and like ask the question. What development did you start with? So basically, I started with WebD because actually my first year of like my first semester of college was basically like roundabout of things. I started with data science, like learning some pandas, libraries, matplotlib, and all. Like okay, I was just interested towards it. So I started with it. Then I went to do competitive programming. Then I started with app development. Like this is a whole time frame of 1 month in which I explored all the fields: data science, web D, app development, competitive programming. But at the end, I decided that okay, I'm starting with competitive programming, and in some free time, might be, let's say, in my third semester, or let's say at the end of first year, I will make a project based on web development. So basically, like, because we all know that if we start with development, then at some day or the other, you wanna land up at doing CP and DSA, because without that you cannot crack any, like, not saying कि that I'm favoring competitive programming or DSA, or I'm doing that thing for quite a bit of time. Yeah, so I'm completely focused on basically ICPC and CP kind of thing. I did not do like attend hackathons, but I'm not saying that these things are not good, or you should know not do that thing. But apart from that, yeah. So I'm just saying that because at any coding round of of an interview or something, like any interview you gonna have, they're gonna shortly ask you CP or DSA kind of thing. Not exactly CP, not saying purely CP, but some of them might be CP oriented, some of them might be DSA oriented. But at the end of the day, you're gonna end up doing that things only, DSA and CP. So doing development is like basically you can explore it. Like if you have quite a bit of interest, you can do it. But make sure that you're gonna keep things balanced, because if you want to clear OA, then you're gonna have some kind of programming experience. Might be some algorithms, might be some sorting algorithms, some whatever it is, graph, trees, DP, whatever it is. You're gonna end up need that things. Yeah. So coming on the project part, I did web development. I made you all might know TLE. So actually at that point of time, TLE was in the initial stages. So me and my one more friend was there. I made a website for basically the daily task part, that it was an automated system that daily task will be uploaded to the website. You guys can see, you guys can mark it done, and it was some kind of a leaderboard kind of thing that it will fetch from Codeforces, that if you have done that question, you needed to mark yourself. Yeah, so the bot or the website will fetch your data, like how many questions you've done for the day. There was a page of leaderboard. You can buy courses. So it was the previous extension of what the current TLE website you see. Like the current TLE website is really very good. They've hired developers for it. But at that point of time, yeah, we made a website for all the daily tasks, leaderboard kind of a thing. So basically, to replace putting the daily task on Discord, because yeah, we put task on Discord. Yeah, so to put to remove that part, we made a website so that it's easy for you guys to have like to fetch the things from there. So I started with WebD. In my third semester, yeah, I did that project. I spent only 25 days on that. So basically, it was a very quick path that I started Django. My friend did the front end part. I did the back end part, because I know that, yeah, I was interested in back end more than the front end. So I learned Django, I learned some database, Firebase, and all. And yeah, and we just quickly summed up in that 25 days of time. Like I started learning within 2 days, I started the coding part, because coding while learning like proves like a better solution, because you don't waste time on what to learn and what to do. You go implement the steps, like just like CP. If you if you are stuck on a question, yeah, you look at the tutorial, you learn new things. So that's the best way out there also in CP, that we gonna learn by implementing and trying questions. So that's the way I followed there. Yeah. So in 25 days, I finished the whole project. And yeah, so this was the only project I did out of my college courses. Yeah, so this was the thing. So, sir, how did you decide what to learn? I'm doing CA for a year and want to make project, but don't know how to proceed further in the domain. So I just told you, right? Okay, you can see what interests you more, because project can be made in anything you want to make. In data science, you can make some kind of a ML model or something, some kind of a, might be you can say like I have currently college course in my ML course in my college. So yeah, it can be some kind of exploratory analysis, some movie recommendation system, some kind of, let's say, error detection in some kind of IoT networks and all. So yeah, whatsoever, like I've seen people doing uh, DL stuff in the project, like might be integration of IoT and DL. So yeah, these are some product ideas in data science field of time. You can have some exploratory analysis kind of a thing using some libraries. If you want to make some app or web dev, then you can have some idea like I want to build some website for it. Might be you can talk to a friend uh, and build some kind of a movie recommendation system where your friend will be working on ML and you work on web dev to give a front end of what that recommendation will recommend you. So yeah, the data will pass from the recommended to the website, and you can just show it. So you can just make a double project, like basically the integration of web development and machine learning. For the app development, you can use Flutter or like whatever you want to use. So basically, there are like couple of stuff there. Some people make a project based on Kubernetes, some DevOps kind of a thing, some kind of a scaling algorithm or some kind of a scalable system they build. So yeah, there are many ideas out there which you can just use to build project. Like whatever interests you more, you can just go with that. So is there any other question based on these? Uh, yeah, just a minute. I'm a third semester, started doing CP in my second semester. Break how to excel in CP from Codeforces. Yeah, so like excelling in CP, it is just like practice game. You give contest. Like I'm not saying that give all the contest, but you can give, let's say, two or three in a week, or might be at max two, and you can just uh absolve the contest. So like if you are able to do if you're able to do, let's say, A or B in the contest, then you can just absolve, like try solving C or D. So basically, if you are like if you do C consistently in the contest, or let's say absolve it, then someday or the other you will start doing C in the contest also. Like you learn stuff like what they ask might be you don't know DP previously, but you got to know, okay, there's a new concept DP out there. So yeah, I can start learning DP. I can start learning graphs. Yeah, so the more and more stuff you get to know, the better it becomes. Like you get better and better. Like practice is the only game. Like start practicing and it will be like completely comfortable. And basically the main thing is give contest and yeah, absolve things based on it. Yeah, you can attend some gym contest out there, might be some three rated gyms, or let's say, yeah, you can have you can have one more friend with you, who can practice with you or something like it. Like you can have a peer kind of person. Might be 3 to 4 questions per day would be good. Yeah. Might be you can have 1 1300 1400 1500 600 4 questions of the day, and you can just discuss among yourself that this was my approach and this was uh, your approach. Like, okay, this was a thing I got to know. Might be he has used some other technique to solve that question, and you have used some other. So you got to like learn both the techniques. So yeah, practicing is the only thing like you can excel at CP. Microsoft has come up with a software engineering intern recently, and first round is the RM selection, and second round is directly interview round. So, how to get shortlisted for the first round easily? Is there any preference thing working? Uh, I don't know like exactly what you are asking, but resume selection is basically after the OA kind of a thing, because like till last year I know, like this year Microsoft came to my campus, and yeah, I know that they have OA, then they have 2 interviews, 2 to 3 interviews, and in that they some kind of like Microsoft does not focus as much on let's say DSA kind of thing, but yeah, they focuses on they focus on CS fundamentals and all, because their whole thing is worked on that kind of a thing, OLC, BMS and all. Yeah, I am a third sem. How can I prepare for Google Step and Microsoft internship is in the pathway recently doing started doing CP. So I guess Google have stopped the Step program. If I'm like, I'm not sure completely, but yeah, I've heard from some people that they have stopped. But yeah, for Google and Microsoft, I would say if you are preparing for Google, then Microsoft is just a cakewalk for you, because cakewalk is in the sense because my Google and Microsoft level of selection is basically two different pathways. one focuses more on, let's say, DSA, and the other focuses more on might be CS fundamentals kind of thing. Might be the priority for one is CS fundamentals, not good CP like good CP people. But might be for Google they have a priority that okay they will hire people who have good coding skills and all like good problem solving skills, who have some higher rating, might be expert, candidate master, something like that. But yeah, these two companies have different pathways. But I would say okay, at the if you are in third semester, uh, you can yeah you have one whole year to prepare for both the companies. You can just focus like might be 8 9 months on cognitive programming, attain some good stuff like might be if still expert because you just started. So I'm guessing you would be pupil or newbie kind of thing as of now. But try to achieve at least as expert tag there. Might be solve as many questions as you can. And if, like at the end, because the CS fundamental things, because the CS fundamental things, OOPS, OS and DBMS does not require much time. Mm, might be 2 3 weeks would be enough for all of them to like gain excellence, because they are also not as in depth, because they are like a very small thing to cover. But in the on the other side, the DSA is a very vast field, so you need at least 8 9 months to get like very good at them. So yeah, you can start with doing CP, and then when you are nearer to the interviews, or might be company started coming to your campus, then you can start doing that. Might be 2 months prior, and 2 months prior you can have some kind of a lead code contest, doing lead code contest, practicing from lead code, and might be 1 or 2 hours you can dedicate to CS fundamentals, like basically revising. There are some kind of a top 40 questions for OS, top 40 questions for DBMS. Like there's a website called a Scalar. They have a PDF or like some kind of a notes out there. If you read them like might be 4 5 times, you are like good to go for any interview. Not saying very dedicated interviews, but if you read that and have some kind of a basic learning stuff on all the CS fundamentals, then I don't think you need any more. So yeah, CS fundamentals part can be done in 2 3 weeks, but the part of DSA is like a very vast. So you have to spend a lot of time out there on the CP and like DSA part. I am a third sem currently doing CF. Should I stick to CF or move to lead course? I was in difficulty deep to C content, sometimes get panic, but rating is not at stake. I tend to solve the questions. I good observation. What can I do? So current, like based on what you're asking, I would say कि you can stick to CF, because you see that when you solve questions on lead code, 95% of the concepts you cover on CF. The 2 3 concepts which remain uncovered, some might be some kind of a linked list, some kind of a concept like some standard question like might be sort an array 0 1 2 or something like that. But again, if you do some kind of a striver sheet at like basically I just said 2 months prior to your internship season, then 180 questions can be done basically in let's say 30 40 days, if you do only 5 questions per day, but that are like very easy questions, so you can do might be you can do 10 per day if you're sitting for 2 3 hours. So lead code also can be done the DSC question like because in lead code they have a repeat set of questions. Like they have one question out there, and on the basis of that they make like might be 10 questions more on that. But the concept is same. But on CF you get a very new concept on every question. Here the concepts not get repeated. Yeah, so that is the thing. So I would say like I would personally suggest you to continue on CF. Might be if you interest, like if you are interested in doing DSA as of now, there is no need. But if you are interested, then you can might be give lead code contest on Sunday mornings. Yeah. So if you give lead code contest, then you are again like very good to go with the DSA part also. So you can cover both parallelly. But if you are like struggling with CF currently, then I would focus that come to a stable mode in CF, might be a constant dip to see in every contest, and then you can start doing both, because the real struggle on CF comes from transition of doing B to D. Like they in 1 or 2 months you can start doing a B in like regularly in any Codeforces contest, but to reach D, like doing D in every contest, you need at least a year time, or might be more, might be less for someone. Like there are people who achieve all these things in might be 4 5 months, but there are people who reach doing D in 2 years. So it all depends on you. But I would say if you're struggling currently on that basis, then you can. continue doing CF as of now. And when the season is like the placement season or the internship season is near, like prior 3 months, you can start doing lead code and that CF fundamentals kind of a thing. I personally did that. I personally have not given any lead code contest as of now. uh like not even a single contest are given on lead code. But yeah, so like my experience is that if you are doing CP or like CF at Coder Codechef kind of a thing, then you are good to go. Like you do not need to fear any things in the interview. The one concept which remains uncovered is linked list. That is simply 4 or 5 questions again out there, the famous linked list question. Yeah, I just did five lead code questions based on linked list, that merge linked list part, and that hair and tortoise algorithm, if you're familiar. So that is the main five main thing I have did, five concepts I have did of linked list, and then like apart from that, I've not done much questions on lead code, like no 500, 600 questions. I have just did might be 15, 20 questions on, yeah, on that lead code platform. So this was my way of doing things. But yeah, if you don't feel comfortable, like very comfortable in DSA, or like you lack some confidence, then you can start practicing, because once you start practicing questions, you get AC, then your confidence boosts up. Because and the main thing that boosts your confidence is like giving AC. Some people say before interviews that my confidence is not lacking, I'm lacking, I'm panicking, like what will happen, kaise hoga, would I get selected or not. But I would again say that don't panic. Just take 2, 3 questions, just make them AC, and your confidence will be like again at normal, or might be higher than that. Like you will have much confidence in you that yeah, I can give my best, and like nothing to fear about the competitors, like who people are sitting there, like whatsoever. You just give your best. Like no one is like they are there to hire you, not to reject you. Yeah, so just don't fear, just don't like lose confidence. Just focus on the thing, and like yeah, you are good to go. Someone asked that CGPA matters. Uh, I would say CGPA matters to some extent. Like if you keep it around 8.5 or might be overweight, that is good. But keeping it something like 6 or 5, I would say like a bit risky, because people like companies out there have a shortlisting based on CGPA when they get a huge number of shortlisting things. So yeah, keeping above 8.5 is like very good. If you have if you have some kind of 9.8 or like anything, then might be it's exceptional. But yeah, keep it around 8 or 8.5. Yeah, that good, like very good. 7.8 would be a little worry, because below 8 is something might be some companies would not shortlist you. But yeah, try to push it above 8, might be 8.1, 8.2, something like that if you can. Yeah, 8.1 is good. Should we do CP for the whole second year? Should we focus on dev pod also? Mm, Personal suggestion would be to focus on CP for the whole second year, because no company would come just after second year. They would give you some 1 2 months time, like they come. And the openings also, because our semester ends in May, like May, or some ends in June. But but the companies start coming or like start hiring in August. So you have 2 3 months time. In that time, you can dedicate all this time, like 2 3 months, because it's the holiday time. People have holidays out there in this time. So you can focus on dev, you can focus on CS fundamentals part. So you can have a one month for all these three things. One for lead code, one for OS fundamentals. And parallelly, in all whatever you're pursuing, you can doing CP and DSA, like whatever you want to pursue. So I would like the personal suggestion from my side would be that if you are in second year and you want to pursue CP, like you are interested, then you can pursue CP like at like at the best level you can. Like try to learn, grasp as many content as you can, because I have personally felt or like heard or seen in the online assessment that they simply copy the questions from EdCoder and Codeforces. I personally like not telling the company name, but it was a very good company. I gave the OA, and the questions were directly from EdCoder, which I've solved in one of the contests previously. And there were total 4 questions. First was very basic. Second question was copied from EdCoder. And third and fourth question was copied from Codeforces. Like they have not even changed the statement of that question. It was directly ditto question. Ditto question. The first question was, I would say, rated 1500. Second was, let's say, two, because at coder, if I translate at coder reading to Codeforces, it was around 2100. Third was 2300, and fourth was 2700. So, based like just telling you that on a personal note, that if you do CF, like you can crack any company. You would not have any restrictions. Okay, if I prefer Google, how would I crack the OA? So all that things basically is like just very easy if you like continue doing CP. So a personal suggestion would be like, okay, continue CP for like at max time you can, or like you enjoy. What advice would you give to a third year student doing CP but not improving significantly and did not have project as such? What should one do? Like what things to place in resume? Okay, so I would say like, okay, can you please tell me like from how much time are you doing CP continuously? Uh, Anish, if you can please unmute, then it would be good. Around 1.5 years, right? So I would say like continuously doing or taking a break in between or like not consistent break. I would personally suggest that like what personally feel like or I practice. I make a stretch. Yeah, college exams are like are different. Guys, just a second. Yeah. So apart from college exams and all, like you are doing consistently, I'm assuming so. But I would say that okay, take 15 20 days break, do a project, gain like okay, just be away from CP. Just like if you are feeling that you are not improving significantly, just be away for a bit from CP. Make a project, like choose a different field, and after 15 20 days, come back again. Just give your best. Start giving every contest, no matter their exams, no matter whatever it there. Give contest, absolve the, they join any server, might be senior, might be TLE, anything you can join because you can get people there to discuss questions. Ask, okay, you can have a friend along with you who is a similar rating and wants to do, but start giving things, like just give it. Okay, like also rating does not matter. Like simply, I would say that rating does not matter much. Like expert is like very good to crack any company out there. Like specialist is also like not too bad, but yeah, in some companies they basically see that okay, this person is low rated and something like that. But again, that rating does not matter too much. Just learn concept, just practice questions. So I would just like a personal suggestion would be take a break 15 20 days. Do not think what is happening in on code forces, what will happen if I not do CPA for a single day. Take a break 15 20 days, make a project, might be web dev, might be app dev, whatever you want to do that, come back again with full strength and start doing that again. Like this is the personal thing which I follow on my on also, that taking a break and like again boosting up the things. So this is the best way you can like regain your energy which you have lost. Might be giving back, having bad contests, or might be having like not able to solve questions, something like that. But yeah, if you are doing that thing, just boost up that. Like make a project, like be away from the stuff because you are doing for a 1.5 years. Then you might be some kind of might be depressed, like not or not depressed exactly, but might be low performances there, something like there. Like you might be sad that okay, I'm not improving. Might be very questionable that okay, will I be able to improve? Some people say that okay, I'm not born to do CP, but that is not the thing. Just take a break and come back again. That was the best suggestion from my side. कॉलेज एग्जाम्स और सीपी को मेंटेन कैसे करें? 15 दिन का ब्रेक लग जाता है, ऐसे बैकलॉग लग जाता है क्योंकि कॉलेज में कुछ नहीं पढ़ा अकेडमिक्स का। So yeah, I would again say that the person says like the person which I gave to him is that okay, if you are having midterms, just take a break, come back again and boost other things. Like having a backlog in CP does not like make sense anywhere. There's no backlog. You can just do 5 6 questions per day and you are like again good to ramp up on the things. You take a break for midterms, come back, you will be having like a good amount of energy uh out there for the to continue the things. Do gate preparation helps in placement? Uh, I'm not, yeah, so I'm just saying that yeah, avoid that please because if you have backlog in a subject, companies do not accept backlog at all. Some like Microsoft, when it comes in some colleges, just directly say, hey, I don't want people who have backlog. Not even backlog in any non-core subject, might be in SH or something, sociology course or something. They do not accept any backlog. If you have applied to some career portal of some companies, they directly say, okay, CGP above 7 can be tolerated, but there should be no backlog. They reduce CGP from 8 to 7, but they say that there should be no backlog out there. So this is the one thing you should focus upon that, okay, like doing CP for like breaking from CP for 15 20 days does not make any much difference, but having a backlog in college is like something serious. When I took break from my CP for 20 days, 20 days, might be, yeah. It's like it's completely normal. It happens. It happens with me too. It's normal. Yeah, but you will have like good amount of energy to carry on, right? Like when you will be able to ramp up on in that only days. After that, it will be like very good to continue further. Like you will not be get exhausted because you will have some kind of other stuff too, right? Also, in your life, you will have some breaks. You will not be sitting for 2 hours to like give the contest. So yeah, you will have some kind of other things to do, and then when you come back, you can just directly boost up the things. Okay, now I am gonna like just kill on the things or something like that. I have the complete energy to do again. Yeah, that energy is important. That energy is like completely important for the things. But yeah, again, it's very good because yeah. So I personally like I have a personal experience in that. So when we prepare for ICPC, we just do these things like we practice for 2 3 months completely rigorously and then we take a break and then we again like might be 5 10 days break or might be for a mid sem might be we have a quiz we take a 1 day break and then we again like boost the things up so that small breaks are important. You can take might be after 25 days of continuous doing things you can have might be 5 day. So yeah, targeting small things can be small, but if you start targeting on a complete whole thing on like very large base. Okay, I'm doing like some people have started 100 days of code challenge. I personally find this non-helpful. Like in my case, I find it not helpful because for 100 days I would not be able to like keep my like myself able to do 100 days regularly. Might be I can do 20 days, 25 days, 1 month, but after that, I personally need some break from things. I personally do not find it very good, like very helpful to give very rigorously out there. But yeah, some people do like 365 days of coding. Some people like just make the heat map of Codeforces green the whole year. But their own way of like doing that. But yeah, you have to find your own way. Okay, I am able to do might be you do 15 days, you take 2 days break. Simple. Just target a small milestones. Yeah, you are very good in that kind of thing to understand yourself. But yeah, just make a proper plan. Okay, 21 days, 25 days, 15 days. After that, 2 days of a weekend break it start from that point like okay I will have Saturday Sunday for my full fun and then from Monday I will again start. So yeah, you can have that kind of thing in your plan or like whatever schedule you follow and that would be like good. Do we have any other questions? You can ask like anything whatever you wish. It's completely open-ended Q&A. Topics I would say observation is like very important. Then we have binary search, a little bit of graph, DP. These are the major thing. Like DSU trees do not come at this point of time. But yeah, some kind of a mathy stuff might be C's, might be GCD and all. Not Euclidean is not very important at this stage, but yeah, you can have some kind of a GCD. mathy stuff. Range query, I would say, is not needed. Range query comes like a very on a later stage. Yeah, only maths, DP, graphs, and like binary search and greedy kind of a thing is like very helpful. Yeah, these are the only 4 5 topics. If you can cover these, yeah, you are like good to go. Might be some kind of a string permutation kind of a thing, like how to solve string questions. That is also good because Codeforces on a Codeforces you have a lot of string based questions. Yeah. Others, you can have like if you want to learn extra, you can learn DSU, you can learn range queries, you can learn some more mathematical stuff, hard mathematical stuff. Some advice from you based on like on uh on CP. I was telling that thing only from that side. That basically give contest, absolve, and all. Yeah, these are the only things like you which gonna benefit you a lot. Might be for some questions like you can do 50 60 questions of each rating. Might be if you're currently at 1400 rating or like say let's say 1300, you can start practicing 1500 to 1700 rating. Yeah, and might be you can set a timer, might be 1 hour or 2 hours. After that, you can have a look at some editorial. You can have there are well also some YouTubers who post regular content discussion out there. So you can just see them like how they are approaching the question, and might be after taking some kind of a hint, you can again think of the question like not don't directly see what their whole approach, just see what they are thinking and how they are doing. Might be seeing some tags you gonna hint something, okay, this question I was not completely aware of, this topic I was not completely aware of. There are some topics in 1800 rating also that that requires quite a bit of understanding, but majority of things are like very basic stuff like DP in 1800 is purely knapsack out there. You just have to make some greedy choices on like knapsack, might be some two choices, three choices. And if you do one kind of a question out there of knapsack on Codeforces, you are like very good to go to 1800. You don't you'll not face any much more DP variation till these ratings. For platforms, I would say CACS is for standard kind of a thing. And then you have the Codeforces. There is a platform called USACO for learning kind of a thing. Then Codechef at Code are there. Yeah, so like making like practicing from lot of platforms is also good, but at the same time, you have to make certain choices that okay, on which I have to practice. So you can have only 2 3 platforms to practice, and they are like very good. Because CF is good, at Coder is good, and then Codechef is there. You have starters contest out there. There are Div 3, Div 4 on Codeforces. Should we try to solve most questions CSA practice purpose? Should we need to do C2 or answer? Uh, for some beginners, CACS is like good, but not all the questions because in CACS every question is based on different concept. So you can have starting 4 5 questions of DP, 4 5 questions on graph, 2 3 questions on trees. Because after 2 3 questions or 5 questions on trees, you will have center decomposition. But that center decomposition comes in questions rated to greater than 2000 or might be 2100. So you don't need to do that concept. But yeah, you can have some basic questions from CACS. Might be some math, like might be some greedy, some mathematical kind of a thing. So CACS, you can practice like very basic. And C2 ladders, I don't personally feel very helpful. Practicing random questions or like might be pick a contest and solve ABC in it, like will help more than picking like a particular C2 ladder and practicing it day and night. Yeah. So I guess we have covered most of the things. Do we have any other thing on the table which you guys want to ask? Okay, if no more is there, we can have a do gate preparation help in placement? Yeah, I don't have personally prepared for gate, but I have heard that, like I've seen that some concepts out there of OS and all, like CS fundamentals, they help. But yeah, you can do it if you want to do gate preparation along with like placement. it will be helpful in some or the other way. In all, like you will have a better understanding of all the things, of all the CS fundamental stuff, because Gate asks them in very quite of a heavy way. So you will have very deep understanding of CS fundamentals. So that way it will assist you. But in DSA kind of a thing or CP kind of a thing, I don't think it will like help you much. But yeah, in CS fundamentals, it will surely help you. Okay, if we do not have any more questions, then we can just wrap up. So best of luck for you guys, and you can connect on LinkedIn and all. If you have some, just drop a message. We can have some chit chat over it. Okay. Yeah. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye bye. Good night.